Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Brown Queen Diaries. This is the platform where we celebrate fearless South Asian women who are redefining success, breaking barriers and carving their own paths. Today we have a guest who is making waves on and off the field. She's a professional football player, registered osteopath and has a number of recognitions to her name. Let's welcome Akeisha Sandhu. Welcome to the show, Akeisha. It's lovely to have you on the show. Thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Pleasure is ours. So before we start, I'll get an introduction from yourself about you and your journey.
Okay. So I'm Akeisha Sandhu. I am a professional football player and a registered osteopath. So for me, football and education has been really, really important. So I do both. Yeah.
That's awesome. And at what age did you think that you are up for football and you want to take that as your career?
So I actually started playing football at the age of 6. The reason I started was my brother played, and like any younger sibling, you want to copy. So I said to my parents, can I also play? They signed me up for our local team in Griffith, Country New South Wales. I started in an all-boys team. I was the only girl because that was the only opportunity that there was at that time. And it was a hard start, but slowly over time I grew to love the game and my passion for football just kept growing. Growing up I did play other sports, but football was the one that I learnt to and built my career around afterwards.
That's awesome. 6 years old is basically you're a baby and you wanted. So you basically took on to your brother's game and then you joined all boys team as a one girl doing the play. How was it?
To be honest, at the start, I would never get past the ball because I was the girl, and no one really wanted to be on my team when we had to train because no one wants to play with the girl on the team. But when you start growing as a player and building confidence and you start doing well, people want to pass you the ball. People want to get you involved. So for me, it was just building inner resilience and refining my skills to the point where I was better than the boys.
Right. And when did you actually step into proper leagues and, when did you think it is something that you want to have it as a career, not just a passion?
To be honest, I would say around the age of 12, that's when I first joined up and slowly made my way into playing for the state team.
Yeah.
So I played for the New South Wales state team. And that was the point where I was like, this is something I would love to pursue as a career if the opportunity presented itself. Yeah.
That's awesome. So your parents must be really supportive as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
My parents are the reason why I'm able to play football, and if it wasn't for their sacrifice, I wouldn't be the player I am today. So definitely.
Yeah. Osteopath and actual professional football player, two very, overachieving goals, right? And you've done very well in achieving both of them.
Yeah.
You're doing really well. So how did you balance all of this?
To balance football and
Your studies.
your studies, pretty much from a young age, I have done both. So it was always train in the morning, go to school, study in the car, train in the afternoon. So that's been my life from a young age, and I haven't really experienced anything else. So for me, that feels normal.
Yeah.
But when I speak to other people, they think it's a lot. But for me, was the norm. So understanding that I need to prioritize my time and be very good with time management and organizing myself allowed me to achieve success in both. And I am a hard worker in life, so I just made sure that I gave myself time to fit in my football career as well as my academic career, because in the end of the day, football is a sport and it's a passion and it's my career now. But later on in life, you always have something else that you want to do. And I always understood that because my parents explained your academic success is just as important as your football success. So you need to do both.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah, it's very inspiring that you've actually done well in both the areas. Not everybody gets to be good in multiple fields, you know, and you've done very well, and amazing parents you have as well to support you in that. Let's talk about your milestones. What are your key milestones that you've achieved?
Okay, I would start with being selected in the under-19s national team. That would be a big highlight for me. Playing for our national team is nothing short of exceptional. And getting to wear the Australian jersey and have that pride to represent your country, it's honestly an amazing feeling. Another milestone for me would be representing both states. So I got to play for New South Wales and Victoria growing up, which was really, really good. Another one would be being the captain of South Melbourne for multiple seasons. Right. And then winning the championship with them.
Wow. And
then that same year, I actually got player of the match in the game against Queensland. So that was a good year for me, 2023. Got to win a championship, be the captain of the team, and then also be player of the match. So it was a great
what
season.
What a year.
Yeah. And then most recently, highlight would be travelling to Europe and playing overseas. Wow. It's been a dream of mine to play at the highest possible level. So getting to play in Europe was definitely a key highlight.
That's awesome. How did that happen?
So pretty much I was playing in the National Premier League in Victoria. One of the coaches looked at my footage and asked me to come play in Europe.
Nice.
And that's pretty much the process started. Conversations were initiated and I was able to go play in Europe for a whole season.
Okay, so explain me how women's football teams work in Australia.
Okay, so the setup pretty much will start from the bottom up. So we've got community, which is local, friendly league, people that just want to play for fun. And then from there, we start our state leagues. So in Victoria, we have state 4, 3, 2, 1, which are teams that are developing girls that want to enjoy the game, but they will train and commit. And then from there, we've got VPL, which is Victorian Premier League. And then, which is like our second highest league in Victoria. And then we've got National Premier League, which is the highest league in Victoria. Each state has a National Premier League. It is pretty much the best players in your state playing.
Yeah.
And then above that, we've got A-League, which is our highest league in Australia. So essentially, A-League includes all the top A or Australian teams. And then above that, you've got obviously international teams, so Australia. So our Matildas are our top footballers in our current country, and they're playing in our international leagues.
Okay, so how many A-Leagues are there? So basically, National Premier Leagues are per state.
Yes.
And then how many A-Leagues, and are they state-wise? Or?
So yeah, each state will have at least one team representation.
Yeah.
But some of the bigger footballing states, such as Victoria and New South Wales, have 3 teams. So Melbourne, or like Victoria, has 3 teams in the A-League. New South Wales also has 3. So we've got quite a lot of teams in the bigger sporting capitals, I would say.
Right.
Whereas, unfortunately, Perth and South Australia only have 1 team each.
Right, okay.
And Tasmania does not have a team at all.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And it all depends on probably number of players as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And facilities, finances, opportunities, also all that stuff comes into play, because unfortunately there's not enough people that will want to set up a community in those areas.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so basically you're playing in National Premier League, which is pretty high up for a state.
Yeah.
Now you will probably, your next stages would be going on to A-League, to Matildas, or how does it work? How does one go up the ladder?
Okay. Essentially, football is all about opportunities. To be honest, the setup can be a little bit confusing. But essentially, once a player is positioned in the National Premier League, they have an opportunity to hopefully get selected for the A-League. But there's multiple factors, such as team dynamics, your statistics, performance. But then there's other things as what the coach is looking for, maybe what the club's looking for. There is a variety of factors that will come into play. It's not always just about performance. So, yeah, and then from there, the same comes to play in the national team. So at that current time, whoever's playing well will hopefully get selected for the national team.
Right.
But there's obviously history, playing records, number of caps, which is how many times they've played for the national team. All that stuff comes into play. Yeah.
Okay, explain me some stats
Okay.
about you.
Yep.
Let educate me about the stats.
Okay, so currently I am a fullback, so that's a defender.
Okay.
So I play in the back line. My statistics would include number of times I attack through balls, my duels, so how many times I win in a one-on-one position,
Right.
headers, how many times I cross the ball in. And in football, depending on your position, you have different statistics that they would look at.
Right.
And then obviously things like your physical attributes, so speed, power, how much you're running throughout the game. So we get trackers, which is like a GPS that gets put into the back of your chip.
Right.
And then every game you'll get told how far you're travelling, how quick you're travelling, how many times you've knocked someone off the ball.
Right.
And then you have film. So video allows you to watch and see what you're doing, how you can improve, what you're doing really well, and obviously you get highlights as well. So,
Wow.
yeah.
You have a chip on the back.
Yeah. So
Track
it's
your.
you have a sports bra,
Okay.
and then the sports bra allows a little GPS to sit in the back, and that's
And that tracks your speed and
your movement and
your
everything.
movement. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea about it. Okay, and tell us about your captaincy during for South Melbourne team, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
It's an amazing experience. I think being a leader allows you to develop so many individual characteristics that help you develop as a person. So for me, being a leader is about showing and leading with action. So the other thing I realized over the time is having strong values and standards that people can look at you and know what you stand for. I think that's really important. Not all leaders have to lead the same way. But for me, it's about putting yourself in a position that you're there to support and be someone that your team can look up to and be there. So for me, that was really, really important. And over my multiple seasons at South Melbourne, I will say that it was a growing process. I did, over time, improve as a captain and learnt a lot of things along the way. And the other thing I noticed is mentorship is so important. So having people around you that you could ask questions, get guidance, really helped me grow as a leader. And I am very appreciative of everyone that was around me at that time to help me as an individual improve. So yeah, it was a really, really good experience.
So captaincy, does it actually, how often do they change captains? Do they actually keep you for several seasons, or normally what is the period of captaincy? Do they tell you beforehand?
No, so captainship is obviously club dependent and team dependent. So depends on how the coach at that current time will see the position. So I was captain for South Melbourne under 3 different coaches. Lucky enough for me that I was in a position where the club and the coaching staff wanted to keep me in that role. No, so there isn't, to answer your question, there is no time frame. It just depends on whether you're the right fit for that team at that moment and whether the coaching staff and the club want to keep you in that role.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And you've done that, that's a leadership role, and then you also did help community teams as well, right? Leading some teams within the community. Do you want to share that as well?
Sure. So I'm a part of the Indian Sikh community.
Right.
So I am an Indian, but that comes from a Sikh religion background. So we have the Australian Sikh Games that happen every year along the Easter long weekend. So we've got a couple of community teams that I've been involved with, and over the years, hopefully encouraging more players and girls to be a part of the game. So essentially what the Sikh Games is, it's a community project to get more individuals to play sport. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be football, but any
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
And essentially that's what the tournament's there for, is so that people can participate.
Right.
And for me, it was just, I was allowed to be put in a position to help encourage players to play with them. So for me, it's been really nice to see so many more girls be a part
Yeah.
and want to participate and be allowed to participate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, growing up for me, I didn't have the opportunity or have anyone that looked like me to look up to. I didn't
Yeah.
really have that role model that came from a South Asian background. So
Yes. Yeah.
it's nice to be in a position now where I can hopefully be that person for young athletes.
Generation. Yeah.
And yeah, but for me it was really, really difficult because I never had anyone that looked like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the representation, right?
Yeah.
So you are a South Asian girl representing a team
Yeah.
in the sports background. So how was it? Like, how was your experience being a South Asian girl in sports field? Did you have many people? Like, I understand that you didn't have many
Yeah.
role models, but when you stepped in there, did you have more people with you that looked like you, or how was your experience?
To be honest, quite isolating. I always got asked, oh, are you Mexican? Are you like from South America? I'm like, oh no, I'm actually Indian. And people would have like this shocked look on their face, like, oh, I really didn't think Indian girls played sport. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm Indian and I play sport. So it was definitely a lonely experience. I felt quite isolated at times. The good thing is I'm seeing a big change now, which is really, really nice to see girls getting encouraged and allowed to play. Yeah, but for me, I never really had that. And it's sort of, to be honest, it felt like a privilege. I am very grateful for my parents allowing me to step into that position.
Yeah.
Because my dad always said, the way we treat your brother is how we treat you. You are no different just because of your gender. We are the same.
Yeah.
And so my parents encouraged me to pursue football to the point where I was like, oh my God, like this is a lot. Like they pushed me so much, and I'm so grateful that they did that, because now I'm in a position where hopefully people look up to me and hopefully people can see what
Of course. Yeah.
avenues you have if you're allowed that opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it's had its pros and cons, but now I look at it as a positive because I was given an opportunity and it's allowed me to grow so much as a person.
I'll be honest, right? I was looking for somebody from sports background,
Yeah.
from South Asian community, and it was hard to get anybody. And when I saw you at the Stella Awards, I'm like, I have to get to her. I have to talk to her about her journey and things like that. Because as an outsider, I'm looking at the sports field in various fields, and I couldn't actually gather how many of South Asian women players were there.
Yeah.
And it was hard to actually even locate one or two. And getting introduced to you was one of the best things that I was like eye-opener for me, that there are people out there.
Yeah.
But there are only few people out there is what I gathered, right?
Yeah.
If given a chance, what could we change to have more South Asian women go into these fields?
Yeah.
Be it, sometimes girls themselves, they feel like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough as well. So what do you think we can change about this?
Okay. I think the change needs to come, to be honest, from parental support and guidance first. Because in the end of the day, a child was only able to participate if their parents are willing to sacrifice time for that opportunity. So your parents need to be the ones that put their foot forward and say, yeah, I want my child to participate, male or female. I want them to be given a chance to express themselves in sport. Not all children are going to be naturally talented, but persistence, hard work pays off. So if you're given that chance to express yourself in a sporting environment, I think it will allow a lot more children to potentially grow as athletes. The second thing would be is, as an individual, especially from a South Asian background, don't be discouraged because of the way we look, because we are so talented, especially in the academic field, but we are so talented and we have everything that everyone else has. The only thing I think sometimes we're missing is that dedication and hard work. So put your head down, put the work in, and you're able to achieve just as much or even greater things than other people, because we as a community are so, so talented. I just believe we need to keep working towards it. The amazing thing now is, like I touched on before, I'm seeing so many more parents encouraging their children, and I'm seeing the participation rise immensely. When I grew up, let's think 10, 15 years ago, I saw no one that looked like us. Now I see kids at the local grounds, and there's 10, 15 South Asian kids training. And so there is so much growth, but I think there is still a lot of improvement that we can definitely keep growing as a community, but it's getting a lot better.
Okay, let's talk about life of football player.
Okay.
Right? Tell us a little bit about it, how you plan out your time and what works for you.
So we'll talk about in season, which is when you're playing your regular season of football. So for me, my schedule is broken down into a couple of factors. First thing is team training, strength training, individual training, fitness, and recovery.
Okay.
And food. So essentially those factors will play a role in how I plan out my week.
Okay.
And then obviously on top of that, add in work. So I will schedule out my session based on when's our team training for the week. At the moment, we have 3 to 4 sessions a week with the team, and then game day, which is either sometime during the week. And then on top of that, I will focus heavily on my strength training, because that's a really key component to keeping yourself maintained for the season and helping hopefully prevent injuries. Because as an athlete, you want to make sure that you're ready to play for the whole year, and you don't want injuries being in the way of that. And then on top of that, depending on how I'm feeling throughout the week, I will add in individual sessions that will work on other areas that I would like to improve on or help keep building in my game. And then food. I think food's such an important factor. Nutrition, making sure you refuel, get yourself ready for the big game on the weekend or during the week. And then finally finishing with recovery. I think that's an area that I have definitely learnt to understand a lot better with my body. Growing up, younger self would never really rest. I would always just want to be training all the time, and because I was doing so many other things, such as I didn't just play soccer, I played touch rugby, I did running, I did athletics. So I was constantly doing so many other sports that I never rested, and that caused me to have quite a few injuries. So now I think growing in the sport has allowed me to understand the importance of letting your body recover and rest and actually regenerate so that you're able to, for recovery. So at the moment I will have one rest day where I do no training whatsoever. It's just for me to flush out and just step away from the game. So I will do things that have nothing to do with football. The only physical activity I would do on that day is go for a walk and play with my dog. But that's my day off. On that day, I will do recovery such as compression boots, so the Norma Tech recovery boots. I will do sauna, ice bath, and drink a lot of water, rehydrate for the week. That's pretty much my recovery. When I say it's not anything to do with football, it's still body wellness recovery.
Still part of it.
But it's not, I'm not thinking about the game. It's pretty much shut off from that side of it. So that's my recovery.
Wow. And you know, being from Indian family, the food is pretty delicious and rich in a lot of nutrients, as well as in general rich. How do you actually, are you allowed to eat everything, or you actually do portion control, or you have some do's and don'ts?
I definitely have do's and don'ts. I don't I do eat Indian food from time to time, but it's not like my staple diet.
Okay.
I eat based on what I need for that sort of period of time. So if I'm in season, it's a lot more protein and carbs and good fats.
Right.
But when I talk about do's and don'ts, I do not restrict myself, and it's not like I don't get to eat like things that I enjoy. I'll eat what I enjoy to eat, but portioning it so that I'm not just having things that are not good. Growing up, I made the decision from a very young age that I will not drink. I do not drink coffee.
Not coffee too?
No coffee. So no caffeine, no alcohol, and very few times I'll have soft drinks. That's my treat.
Right.
But yeah, so I've sort of decided from a young age that I wasn't ever going to do that. But I love chocolate. So I will have chocolate, and I allow myself to treat myself to that. And I think it's good when I talk about eating things you enjoy, because food should be something you appreciate, because you're allowing yourself to re-energize and repair. So I think you should, I love food and I love to experience different foods. So for me, it's not about restricting myself, but it's about knowing my limits. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the day of the match, right? Okay. We know what happens on the match, on the field, etc. What happens behind the scenes?
Okay. So I am very relaxed.
Okay.
I think my routine has changed heavily over the years. But for me, it's get up in the morning. I always have protein pancakes because I love pancakes.
Okay.
And then from there, go for a walk just to clear my mind. And then I will actually just chill out on the couch for a little while, watch my favourite TV show.
Yeah.
And then leading up to prep for the game, I will do a mobility routine that allows me to go through all my joints and do a bit of mobilization just so that I feel comfortable with everything. Then afterwards I will get ready. I love to do my hair, so I make sure it's sleeked back. I've got a nice ponytail. Then pretty much get ready for the drive to wherever we're playing. I listen to some music. I like to listen to R&B. Sometimes I'll listen to some Punjabi music as well, but mainly just to relax, get myself ready. And then once I arrive at the game, I actually do a little bit of meditation just to get myself present and be ready for the moment. And then we get into the change rooms and back to reality with the team. So yeah, that's pretty much my routine. It used to be a lot more chaotic.
Very smooth.
Yeah, very chill.
Very chill.
Whereas before I felt like I had to do like XYZ and do all these other things. Now I'm just like, be present, be in the moment, and just play whatever's been given to you in that current position. I used to think a lot about the past, the future and all that. Now it's just be in the moment, enjoy and love the game. Yeah.
You spoke a little bit about the injuries, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any major injuries, or what
So-
was the downtime, and how was it actually, recovery? How was the recovery?
Yeah. So unfortunately, between the age of 14 and 16, I had a couple of big injuries.
Yeah.
I was out for one of them for 8 months. So that was a really long time to be away from the game that you love to play. So for me, I was trying to understand who I was without football for a while. And it was really challenging because at that age, all you want to do is just play. And not understanding why I couldn't play was really hard. But this is where I sort of fell in love with being an osteo. I saw a lot of different health practitioners at that time to help me get right, because I was having, at the time I didn't even understand what was happening, but I had patellar tendonitis, and the tendinopathy kept flaring up because I was overloaded. I was training too much and I didn't have enough strength to back myself with all the training that I was doing. So I saw a lot of different health professionals to help me. Unfortunately, I wasn't really getting the answers I needed, and then I came across an osteopath. And I just fell in love with how she treated me, the way she looked after me, the information and education she gave me. And that made me realize, like, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to help people.
Right.
So that helped me realize my passion in a profession. But in regards to the injury, it was then understanding, well, how can I get better and get myself back into the game? And it was, you had to be quite patient and allow your body to recover and heal. So I actually ended up having a PRP blood injection.
Right.
And then I started my rehab journey with one of the best coaches I've had, and I'm still training with this individual. They allowed me to understand the importance of progressive overloading and understand the importance of strength training.
Yeah.
So really grateful to my strength coach for helping me rehab my knee and get back to playing at my optimum. So yeah.
Yeah, you always seem to have, like, when you have matches every season's like what, quarterly, right?
No, so our season is actually quite long. So we have, season starts in Feb and we finish in September.
Okay.
And then you have like a month, which is your off season, and then you start pre-season again.
Right.
So soccer, football is pretty much endless circle, just keeps
Right.
going.
Yeah.
But it's divided into in-season, off-season, pre-season.
Right.
So your training load and intensity and what you're focusing on would differ in those periods. Because pre-season, you want to build up fitness, you want to make sure that you're priming yourself ready for the season. In season, you want to maintain and hopefully keep developing certain areas, but your focus is making sure you perform for the games. And then off season is your time to recover. Relax.
Cool.
But also still maintain yourself so that you're ready for pre-season again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I'm speaking to you, there's physical fitness that you have to keep up, but also there's a lot of mental strength that you need to face wins and losses and, different challenges that you go through, right?
Yeah.
What's your main thing? It sounds like your parents are doing a great job, right? Tell us a little bit about your parents.
Okay. I grew up in a position where I'm very grateful for the sacrifices my parents put.
Yeah.
But seeing them and how committed they were for me to succeed, my dad would wake up at 5 a.m. So that he could drop me off to training. And then from there, he would drive to work.
Right.
And then when I would finish school, my mum would make me an after-school snack. I would eat that in the car while she drives me halfway. Then I would interchange. My dad would swap cars. I would get in the car with my dad. He would drive me the rest of the way to training in the evenings.
Right.
And then obviously training would be 3-4 hours. We finish training, we would drive home. By the time we get home, it's 10 p.m, eat dinner, and then go to sleep, and then you repeat. So the fact that they were willing to sacrifice their weekdays, and then when the weekends came, I would have tournaments, I would have either matches, or there would be something where we would have an individual session or something. So our weekends were consumed by sport.
You're right.
So the fact that they were willing to sacrifice their time for me, like we didn't go on a family holiday for 15 years.
Wow.
Just because at that time, football was always on. Whenever you think, like people would have, it's school holidays, go on a holiday. No, we would have trials, we would have tournaments, we would have other things that we would be working on. So if it wasn't for their level of effort, I don't think I would be able to appreciate what I have today. So yeah, honestly, parents play such a big factor in a child's development. Like if it's not for them giving up their time, the child doesn't have the opportunity to grow. So honestly,
good on them. I think they're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, honestly, I am very thankful for the parents I've been given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we spoke about trends, so I'll be that auntie or a grandma. Do you have a boyfriend, or when are you going to get married?
Okay.
Do you get that
that's
question?
such an auntie question.
Yes,
it is.
I'm trying to wear that hat. Okay?
Very typical question that gets asked to a lot of girls.
Okay.
To answer your question, no, I do not have a partner or a boyfriend. I think when the time's right, I will definitely be open to having a relationship and hopefully having a future husband.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment in my life, no.
No time.
I would say I would make time for it, but I haven't had that opportunity present itself. Yeah.
Okay. What are you looking for? What?
Okay. What do I want in my life partner? I would want someone that cares about health and fitness, that's motivated in life, in whatever they do, and someone that communicates well. I think that's really important to me. Someone that I can have good conversations with, hopefully intellectual conversations, but also someone that just appreciates you and cares for you and is there for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your Instagram is going to be flooded after this. But it was lovely to have you on the show. Any word of advice? Because, you know, we see a few people breaking barriers around this field, and it'll be good to get your advice and, you know, encouragement to other girls, young women out there who are aspiring to go into sports field. So, yes.
Okay. I have quite a few messages that I would like to share.
Bring it on.
My first one would be, your mind allows you to experience and do so many things, so don't ever limit yourself. A really key message that I got from my dad when I was very young, and it stuck with me for a very long time, is there's no word as can't in your dictionary. So that is something that's helped me push through and be the determined person that I am. I think having that message just has like ingrained in my mind that there's no word as can't. So I would encourage other people to have something that they stick by. And I think thirdly and finally, I would like to say is, in life, work hard, because talent is a great aspect, but hard work always trumps talent. And don't ever let someone else limit who you can be. Opportunities will always come. You just need to keep believing in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, other people will as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank
Great
you.
words. Thank you for coming on the show. Akeisha, it was lovely talking to you.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching another episode of Brown Queen Diaries. This is your host Priyanka, signing off. Until next time.